severe thunderstorm watch until midnight, so about 40 minutes left. Nobody's watching yet. Oh, there's one. Let's see, where am I at? Let's put this over here. This goes, close that. And all right, here we go. Well, just as we go live, we get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. How about that for timing? This is until midnight for eastern Custer County. That's what that is right there. That's now. Here's an interesting thing. I'm interested to know what is going to happen with this storm once it gets into this area. Because watch what happens to this storm. There were quarter-size hail bits everywhere over Kearney, and then once it made its way towards 281. Kind of died. So what's going to happen to this storm once it gets over into this region? We'll see. I mean, is there enough oomph behind this initial line that it will continue? And it's pretty mean right now. I mean, it's kicking out some gusty winds, 60-mile-per-hour winds for that eastern Custer County, Gosper and Dawson until 11:30. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail, along with the one in Phelps, Buffalo, Gosper, and Dawson. So, 2 Gosper and Dawsons. I love it when they do that. One's until midnight, though. All right, we'll keep that one. I'm in the Weather Center, so this should be a little bit easier than it was last time. We have a couple of different things going on. So I have a side studio and a main studio, but I digress. Let's see. Hey, hi. What state is this? This is Nebraska. Rael. Hi, Dooley. Hi, Tanner. Here, let me zoom out for you. See, there's the state, and I'll even zoom out a little further so you can kind of get an idea where we're at. Middle of the country. And I am in Lincoln over here. Decent line of storms moving east. The good news is this is moving into an area, north central and northeast Nebraska, that desperately needs rainfall. I mean, we're talking about severe drought, really bad drought. So much needed precipitation. Don't need the hail. Don't need the wind. It's only quarter-size hail though, so that's, I mean, not, still can do some damage, but still it's better than golf ball or softball size hail. Okay, we'll do a few things here. Zooming in just a little bit. I'm going to stop it there. We're going to look at the Cape. What is there? You know what? There's a little bit of Cape. Now, Cape is instability, and it's low. Notice here, all this grayish, whitish color. That's on the low side. Now, once you start to get the blues, you're getting closer to the moderate, but that's way down here. So this is running into some low instability, not a lot. But the storm itself has already sustained itself, so it may overcome the lack of a lot of instability and make its way further east. Let's see if there's any cap. Now, doesn't really matter. Actually, there's a lot of it. Oh my goodness. So this could explain that storm that moved from Kearney to 281. Once it got to 281, it died because there is a lot of stable atmosphere, a cap. Now, sometimes these storms will just blow right through it because they've already formed, but there's quite a bit of stable air in place. So we'll see if this can maintain. Gotta watch. There's that severe thunderstorm watch that goes until midnight. Kind of looks like this now. Been eaten away. Let's see. Lightning. Let's take a look at lightning. Look at all that lightning. So let's see how many bolts of lightning Nebraska's seen over the last, well, now, like right now. Here we go. $286. That's awesome. Let's see, getting reports about a half an hour ago in Dawson County, which is right under Custer County. So right here of that a half an hour ago had nickel-size hail, just under an inch. Still got some severe storms. We'll see though. I'm really interested to know what happens once this storm gets into this area right here. I'm guessing it gets knocked down a little bit. I think it holds together, but it gets knocked down. And that might be it for the severe weather. Time will tell. Sometimes these storms though, they get to moving and they don't care what's in front of it. They just keep going. Lexington Airport in Dawson County, that same spot underneath of Custer County, had a 61 mile per hour wind gust. That's a lot. I mean, and you look at this. I'm going to zoom in here. You start to see just east of Lexington there, that right there is probably your bigger size hail. That's likely at least a quarter, size of a quarter, so 1 inch in diameter. So Armada, Elm Creek, Kearney eventually. You might want to get into your safe spot. Make sure that you stay away from windows because there's history of hail with all of these storms and some gusty wind. This thing oh, and see that just went away though. Yeah, 1 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds associated with this storm, especially from Broken Bow to just the other side of the interstate near Lexington, northeast Gosper County, Westmark, Elwood. Let's loopity-loop this thing. All right, well, now it's kind of the waiting game. I mean, these storms aren't strong enough for me to cut into programming on Channel 8 on our ABC station. Make sure those are still running. Yeah, they are. But the watch lasts for another half hour. But the storm is still strong. Does the SPC continue with another watch? I doubt it. But I've been wrong before. Let's see. There's instability there. So there's enough. Even though that cap is in place, I think the instability probably keeps this storm up. It's like a battle of good versus evil. Instability versus the cap. Cap, well, probably too late for that. Got a low-level jet kicking in. That's probably what's keeping this thing going. But I can't see it staying really severe too much longer. I mean, it's going to dive into that area that is a little more stable. Just a little. Just enough. Let's see. I want that one. Get rid of the clouds there real quick. I mean, this could, if this continues to be severe, makes it into Grand Island, then I'll do a cut-in for the Grand Island area, Hastings, Kearney. We'll see. It's not warned for Kearney yet. There was that one storm though. Let's watch this. Where is it? There, right there. So all this storm at 10:15, dropping all kinds of quarter-size hail, and then it moved up, still dropping hail. But once it got a little further east towards 281, watch what happens to it. Zip, died. Caro, Howard City, just didn't even get there. I mean, so what's this storm going to do when it gets into that area? That's what I want to know. Because that's a big area of hail and a lot of wind. It's also very weird. I'm all by myself in the studio. Am I frozen? I am. What happened to my camera? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. There's the studio. All by myself out here. There's a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. At least, it could have been a tornado watch. I am a little surprised it didn't, because there was a threat, a 2% threat, and we did see 2 or 3, 4 tornado warnings. No actual tornadoes on the ground, but still, there's all the loop-de-loops, the radar loops going through. There's an update. Buffalo, Dawson, Phelps until midnight, 60-mile-per-hour wind and 1-inch hail. So it's continuing. Here, let's do radar near. So that's what it looks like, and take off the warning just real quick. There you go. So we're looking at this right here being the severe part. So it's headed kind of like this and like this. So Kearney, Pleasanton, Loop City as it crosses 183. But again, once it gets to 281, what happens to it? Does it die off? I don't think it'll die off completely, but I think it's going to weaken. We'll know in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Stick with me, see what happens. Place your bets, everybody. Aw, see that? You know what that is? That is probably the National Weather Service out of North Platte adjusting their radar strength. Because there's the high precipitation mode, there's a clear air mode. So I think somebody turned a switch. And now it looks like that. Oh, okay, let's try something else here. There you go. That's a little better. And there's different kinds of radar, and there's like so many different ways I can look at things. There's like a National 4, National 5. I mean, there's all different kinds, and you know. Which is good. They all serve a purpose. They really do. You know what's interesting? Now look at Lincoln County, south of North Platte here. Just keep the hail away from York. Had enough last year. You know, I wish I could. I wish I had that power. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, but I'll put a good word in for you. But yeah, I agree, Bobby. We don't need hail. I'm hoping the severe aspect of all this just goes away. Seeing some re-intensification right there. Look at that little storm right there. 59 mile per hour wind gust in Broken Bow. How about that? But like I've been saying over and over again, this is precipitation that so many people need right now. So yeah, we might see some hail, we might see some damaging winds, but if we can, for the most part, just kind of stay away from any damage, much needed. Oh, I should show you this. See this circle right here? And then this one over here? It's because the radar site is right there and right there. So they have their radar turned up to catch everything. So it's also picking up bugs and dust, and there's a lot of dust out there. And so it shows up as particles in the on the radar, but it's also picking up the storm and every little bit of it. So it's important to do that. So even though it looks like it might be raining around these circles, that's not what that is. That's what we call false return, which is a kind of a weird way of saying that it's not what we're looking for. It's not false. I mean, they're picking stuff up. It's just not the rain that we're looking for. So let's see. We had a severe thunderstorm warning until midnight for Custer. That's still there. Severe thunderstorm warning until midnight for Buffalo, Phelps, Gosper, and Dawson. Looks like it's still there. So 18 minutes left on those. Look at that. Look at the pink is disappearing. I knew it. Now that means the hail is disappearing. Now the wind may still be an issue because look at it bowing out there. Let's see, Something just got extended. Yep. So it's still severe because of the wind. I bet the hail, though, isn't an issue. Quarter-size hail, all right. But 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's going to be your thing. It goes until 12:30 a.m. So this is a new warning right here. Hang on a sec. There we go. Okay. So this right there, it's lost. I mean, look at it a few frames before. See all that pink? That's your larger, that's hail, or at least what looks like it, or very heavy rain. And now that it's moved a little further east, it's losing that. It's running into that more stable air, so it's unable to sustain the hail. But the wind, notice how it's bending? It's got this shape of like a quote. That means there's wind blowing like this and like this, and so it pushes that out. It bends it like that, and that means that there's usually wind gusts in there at least 60 miles per hour. So cool. I had a feeling. All right, so let's. So that's what this is going to turn into. I have a feeling is it'll turn into a wind issue and less of a hail. Storms are coming your way, Norfolk. Page, yeah. Severe potential is minimal. Maybe some small hail, maybe some wind. Is Omaha going to get hit hard? I don't think so. I think by the time it gets to Omaha, it would just be rain if it even gets there, if it even holds together. But Norfolk, pretty good chance. Thanks for being on. I'm in Kearney and really worried. Don't be worried in Kearney. Stay away from your windows. That's probably your best bet. It's really just wind and some minimal hail. This is not a devastating storm. It really isn't. It's just a run-of-the-mill, good old-fashioned thunderstorm. You'll probably hear a lot of lightning. Speaking of, let's look at the lightning. Yeah, a lot of lightning. Maybe some small hail. Quarter size would be the biggest. Gusty winds, it might blow some things around, knock some branches down. But overall, this really isn't a major storm. Yeah, even that severe thunderstorm warning for Custer County that goes until midnight, that has been downgraded to from 1-inch hail. No more 1-inch hail. It's just the wind. Do you have a future cast? I'm curious about what time York may get some storms. I do. I need to add that. Let me see. It's hard, once I'm in play mode, it's hard to add that. Maybe I'll do that next time. But for York, it would probably be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Is this dumping a bit of rain? Yeah, it is. Absolutely, Paige. Let me see. Maybe I can do this a different way. Actually, models have all of this missing York and Lincoln and Omaha. Has it all pushing towards Sioux City and missing. Once it gets to Grand Island, it like makes a beeline towards Sioux City. Like it goes like this. So we'll see. What was that last warning? Phelps, Kearney, Buffalo, Sherman, Howard, and Hall until 12:30. It's moving east at 45 miles per hour. So this thing is booking it now. As earlier, these storms, when they were in southwest Nebraska, they were like 20 miles an hour, 25 miles per hour. They were just lollygagging. Now they picked it up a little bit, 45 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. Okay. Tornado warnings. Hang on. We had there was a lot of rotation. Hang on. There was a tornado warning for south central Dawson County. It was near Eustis, Chelsea. So yeah, that was at about 10:45. So yeah, about an hour ago. Yeah. From what I saw, there was no reports of tornadoes on the ground, but there was a lot of rotation, and that's it. Thanks. As earlier, we used your live stream to help get my nieces safe from Imperial to north of York. Keep up the good work. Hey, glad to help. Seriously, glad. That's why I do this. I know not a lot of people watch this. I've got like 13 people right now. But, you know, hey, that's all right. Yeah, you can already see how it's trying to lift north. You look at the last couple of frames. See how it's going. I'm moving back and forth here from about 11:40, and you can kind of see how it's doing. It's like moving this way, and if it keeps doing that, it's going to miss York, Seward, Milford, Lincoln, Omaha. Yeah, it's almost midnight. The storm's trying to keep going. Yeah, a little more purple, a little more. We'll see. Once it gets to 281. It is hanging on though. I figured it'd be demolished by now and just be lots of yellows and oranges, but yeah, those reds are hanging on. So hopefully the hail goes away, maybe just some wind. That'd be about it. Hail no, rain yes. I agree. I would love for this whole thing to be just moderate rain that lasted for like 2 hours, so everybody got a good soaking. Zero hail, zero damaging wind. Oh, cars are secure. Thanks. Jeez, Jim. You really don't want it to rain in Lincoln, do you? Good stuff, man. So now it looks like it's trying to push itself out. Sometimes these storms get a little greedy and they start pushing the wind, like the wind is coming in through it like that. You can see it's bowing out, like right like that. See how it's curved out, so it's bowing. But sometimes it just collapses on itself and then it just messes up the whole dynamic and it kills the severe thunderstorm part of it. We'll see if that happens with this. See if I can get it different. Sorry, just messing with stuff. Don't mind me. Yeah, you might have to do that, Jim. Every time Jim puts his cars in the garage to keep them safe from hail, Lincoln misses out on rain, everything completely. Good-looking shelf cloud about to come into Kearney. Yeah, I could see. That doesn't surprise me. Well, actually, it does kind of surprise me. But it is the bottom part of this storm, and if you're going to see a shelf cloud, that's where you're going to see it. Oh yeah, got a video from someone on Twitter, Northeast Kearney, some hail falling. I'm going to retweet that. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. That's weird. Oh. So they extended the tornado watch or the thunderstorm watch for Adams, Buffalo, Greeley, Hall, Hamilton, Howard, Kearney, Merrick, Nance, Phelps, Sherman, and Valley until 2 a.m. Okay. That means they assume that this right here is going to continue and have a damaging wind threat, I believe, for the next couple of hours. That makes sense. I get it. Sure. Let's see. I need to fix this. Jeez. Okay. All right. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I think after 2 a.m., oh, they might extend it a little further east. We'll see. I mean, there's just that one part of that thunderstorm, which is this, that is severe. That's really about it. And now that is going to move basically this way. And that's the area of concern. And that's where the watch is in place right there. So, yeah, that makes sense. About all you can do. Everybody hanging in there? Jim's out sacrificing his cars, which I appreciate. Heavy rain now in Kearney. Wind gusty, but nothing terrible. Good to know, Michael. Thank you. That's good to know. Oh, I can take my tie off. What am I doing? Jeez. That's better. Whew. Just updating I have a severe weather group in Facebook, Nebraska Severe Weather. also do Mastodon. I don't know if anybody else does that, but why not? If I can warn just a couple of more people, just let a few more people know, I'm fine with that. I don't need big numbers. Never really cared about that, as long as I keep people safe. I know. I was looking at that, Jim. What do you make of the little tail in Lincoln County? That's interesting, and it looks like it's continuing to form. There's more on the other side of it. I'm not sure. I think it's part of the cold front or an outflow boundary. Pretty neat though, and it's more rain. That's by all means, if it wants to keep doing that for a while, okay. And so far it's been below severe weather limits, but I think it's just from either an outflow boundary or another frontal boundary moving through, interacting with moisture that's in place, lifting it, and creating another line of storms, which, cool. That's absolutely fine. But let's take a look at, let's zoom in. Did we make it to Highway 281? Not yet. It's still trying to hang on. Boy, it's pushing though, isn't it? I bet another warning is issued pretty soon, probably for like Boone, Nance, Merrick, Hamilton, rest of Hall, probably Grand Island included. Maybe. I don't know. God, it's moving north. Northeast. We'll see. Where are we at? We're at midnight, so we got rid of 2 warnings there. We still have that big one. Midnight. Okay, those are done. I keep track of all the warnings. Is the green over Lincoln supposed to be rain? No, that I was explaining that earlier. That's false return. It's like picking up dust. It's the radar sites just west of Omaha and then just south of Hastings. Those are the 2 where the radar sites were the middle of the circle, and they're picking up. They got the radar turned like way up to pick up everything as the storms get closer. So they're picking up everything else that's in the air, like dust and bugs and whatever else. Planes, trains, automobiles. No, not that, but anything in the air. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning. That's the big yellow box there for Phelps, Kearney, Buffalo, Sherman, Western Howard, and Western Hall County until 12:30. So 20 minutes left on that. You bet. And I could get rid of it with a different radar. Like if I switched over to this radar, boom, it's gone. But they did switch up radars on me in North Platte, so it kind of took away from the northern part of that storm. This goes until 2 a.m. Hey, Chad. Good to see you. Or, well, see your words. Let's see. Let's throw the lightning back on there. That's always fun. Quarter size hail, Elm Creek truck stop. Oh, the Elm Creek truck stop on the interstate. Let's see. Chelsea's asking how long. I see you, you don't see me. Yeah. Chelsea's asking how long do you have to be at the station tonight until this is done? Or Jessica was talking about coming in maybe around 1 if this continued, because I've been up since 7 a.m. so I'm starting to get a little slap happy. Which is fine, makes this all the more entertaining. Look at all that lightning. See, like that. But I got everything. I mean, I'd be doing the same thing at home. So I'd just be in my comfy pants and a t-shirt and sitting on my couch. Yeah, that storm is trying to lift north. Oh, got to get that warning back on there. Let's see. All radar. There we go. Yeah, and as you know, it looks weird. It looks like there's all kinds of green from Lincoln to Omaha and Hastings and Hebron, but oh, there it goes. But that's just how dusty it is. I mean, we need the rain. You know, after that'll move through. After these storms move through, if we'd see rain, those rings would go away, at least for the most part, because that's, I mean, there's a lot of dust in the air. And pollen, oh, the pollen, jeez. But this is such, I mean, the amount of rain that this area needs is incredible, and that's exactly where this storm is headed. So, you can see the outflow boundary. Look at that. See that right there? It's like a snowplow pushing the snow out in front of it. Quite the bow on the northern end. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Over by Valentine's, is that what you're talking about? Or the north of Grand Island? Either way. There's a lot. This storm has been weird. And then there's all this stuff over here. I mean, what are you doing? North of GI. Yeah, it is. I mean, I was even thinking it was just, I mean, it's trying to push out so far that it was going to outrun the rest of the storm. That's a lot of much needed rainfall. We can stay away from damage. Oh, beneficial rain. Headed towards Norfolk. Soon to cross 281. Good stuff. Oh, I'm getting tired, kids. Holy smokes. Paige says as long as there's no naders, I'm good with it in Norfolk. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to increase in little intensity there as it heads towards St. Paul. I mean, and it surprises me a little bit. After watching what that one storm did, after it dropped a bunch of quarter-size hail over Kearney and then made a beeline towards St. Paul, it died. I mean, nothing was left of it. But this storm itself has enough oomph behind it that it's just kind of plowing through whatever killed that last storm. And that last storm was all by itself too. When you think about it, that was just a little tiny thing that overachieved and then died. I'm interested to know. Hang on. Let's go. How close are we? We'll do Grand Island. No, not North Platte. Omaha? Yeah, alright, let's do Omaha. Let's see how fast these winds are. Now, granted, this is going to be a little high. Hang on, oh, Hastings, of course. Okay, here we go. This is going to tell me how fast these winds are. Maybe. Oh, new warning. Yeah, just extended it. No big surprise there. Okay, hang on. Okay, so 25, 28, 47. So yeah, I mean, once you're along this line, it's just kind of hard to find right along that bow. Are the new warnings for hail or just the wind? Let's take a look. 60 mile per hour wind and quarter size hail. So let's put that back into motion for you. There it is. Does include Grand Island. It's a lot. I mean, here you go. It's Greeley, Nance, Valley, Hamilton, Buffalo, Merrick, Sherman, Howard, and Hall until 1 a.m. That's probably. We'll hang on. Alright, we'll do a quick cut in here. It does include Grand Island, so why not? Alright kids, we're going to do a cut in on channel 8, so if you want to watch along or follow along, that might be fun. I'm going to put something together here real quick and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, give me just a couple of minutes to get ready here. Let's see. We want to do. Now you're going to see how the muffins are made at work. So, I don't know. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, this is going to look a little weird for a second. Don't mind me. I got to do this to do this. I promise it'll look better in just a second. Okay, coming back to normal. Okay, let's see. 1 second. Make sure everything looks right. There's that. There's that. Okay. All right, I'm ready whenever you are. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist RustyWx with a severe weather update for you. We've got the satellite and radar fired up, and a line of storms is kind of bowing out as it makes its way towards through Grand Island, through Kearney, heading towards Grand Island, Greeley to Highway 281. As it does that, is moving north and east rather quickly at around 50 miles per hour. So here's your severe thunderstorm warning. It does include Greeley, Nance, Valley, Hamilton, Buffalo, Merrick, Sherman, Howard, and Hall counties until 1 a.m. At 12:14, these severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles west of Coatesville to near Bolus, to near Gibbon, to near Kearney, moving east to 50 miles an hour. So a very quick moving storm. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail are going to be possible with this storm as it moves towards Highway 281. Now, some spots that may be impacted by this include Caro, Dannebrog, and that goes until about 12:20. Elba and Coatesville around 12:25, and St. Paul around 12:30. So again, that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Greeley, Nance, Valley, Hamilton, Buffalo, Merrick, Sherman, Howard, and Hall County. Does include Grand Island until 1 a.m. And we do have a severe thunderstorm watch. It has been whittled down quite a bit, but it was extended past midnight and now includes parts of central Nebraska, including Grand Island, until 2 a.m. So there's still the severe thunderstorm watch until 2 o'clock in the morning, so a couple hours left on that. Here's kind of a wide look at the radar with all the radar loops going, or the radar sweeps going. You can see that severe storm smack dab in the middle of the state. This is moving north and east, may clip Lincoln, but it's tending to move a little north as it moves east, so it'll likely miss Lincoln and Omaha as it does so, but I'll keep an eye on it. It very well could expand a little further south. But we'll zoom in one more time, show you that radar loop as it is approaching Highway 281 between Greeley and Hastings. It will likely strike Grand Island with some strong winds, around 60 miles per hour, and some hail the size of quarters. That's the information we have for you right now. Keep it tuned to Channel 8. We'll keep you up to date. Thank you. So that could be the first time I have ever done a severe weather cut-in on television and been on YouTube at the same time. Do you think the watch will extend to any other counties? We'll see. I mean, it's possible, but we have an hour and a half to figure it out, and it's not up to me. It's up to the National Storm Prediction Center. But whether they do or whether they don't, this will likely try to stay severe as it bends its way east. That was pretty awesome, really, as behind the scenes look. I'm glad you liked it. Hail the size of quarters for south of Elm Creek. When was that? Just after midnight. So this thing's really moving now. I mean, 50 miles an hour, that's still taking a long time to get to Norfolk. I mean, imagine you're in Grand Island, 50 miles an hour, headed to Norfolk. How long is that going to take you? A couple hours? Hour? How far is that? Hang on. Now I want to know. So let's see, storm right there. So 50 miles, about an hour and a half, because it's as the crow flies. You know, when you're driving, it takes you a lot longer because you got other cars in your way and stuff. Now if this makes it this way, that's 2 hours away. It's okay, Paige, I'm wrong all the time. Now we know Rusty controls the airwaves. Cool stuff. I do. But only if I have to. I'm tired though, you guys. Holy, I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. I gotta start sleeping in late. Can't do that with kids though. You know, they're up and they want food and stuff before they go to school. I don't know. So it looks like the brunt of this thing is likely about to cross and move into St. Paul. And look at that little nub. That's kind of cool. But it's going to cross 281 between Greeley and St. Paul as the strongest part of the storm. It's making its way along Highway 92. Zoom out here so you can get it's an impressive storm. It really is. I mean, it plowed its way through what I thought was maybe a little not as much. It wasn't going to sustain the storm as much. It moved into a more stable air mass. I mean, it's still unstable, just not as unstable as southwest Nebraska. But it's hanging on. It's doing a heck of a job. That low-level jet is probably moving. And low-level jet, in case you're wondering, is if you know what a jet stream is, it's like basically a river of air way up in the atmosphere, and it's zooming along. I mean, the upper level jet is really fast, and there's a low level jet, not quite as fast, but still fast, and it basically is a big river of air just above us, and it kind of acts as like a vacuum, sucks. If you were to, how do I explain it? Like if you run a vacuum over a carpet, well, it's sucking things up, and that's a lot of air moving, right? Well, that's kind of what the low-level jet does, is it just kind of keeps things pulling it up, pulling the thunderstorms up, making it create more storms. That's a really bad way. I didn't do a very good job of explaining that. So is the radar messing up when that top part of the line goofs up on the loop? It's they switched the radars in North Platte from high, like picking up as much as they possibly could, to a different kind of radar. So that's why I keep switching back and forth. So what looked like maybe some stronger rain turned into just some light rain. So I'm not, yeah, it messes with it. But when I use, like if I use a different radar source, like this one, no, not that one, sorry, this one. You can tell it's not as heavy up there, but it doesn't just disappear because I'm using all the radars. It's so the radar in North Platte just kind of, not sure what they did. Yeah, that strong part of the storm is headed towards Norfolk now. And it's just wind and maybe some small hail. Yeah, weather apps are weird. I just joined. Will this hit Lincoln tonight? Unfortunately, it looks like the brunt of this is going to be north, like towards Norfolk and Columbus. We may get clipped by it in Lincoln, but I'm not optimistic. Sadly, but you know what? Let's take a look at something. It's possible. Hang on, I'm gonna see this right here. That's an outflow boundary. Now, all it has to do is find some moisture here or here, and we'd see storms. Hasn't run into enough yet. It's been dry, but there's a chance. Now, what's happening now? Ooh, outflow boundary and low-level jet interaction? Exactly. So, we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll see storms. But there's no watch in place. There's no... If we do see storms, hopefully they're nothing too crazy. But this stuff right here, this is all going like this. So obviously nothing down here, but there's this outflow boundary right there. See that? And if that could get something popped up, then we'd be in business. And again, if you're just joining us, this area is false return. That's not actual rain. That's just, see the radar site right there and the radar site right there. It's right in the middle of it. These circles are, it's false return. It's basically the radars are turned up to pick up on every little tiny speck as storms move through. And so it's picking up dust and pollen and leaves and the stuff dropping from trees and birds and bugs and all that kind of stuff. So so it picks it up while the storms are moving through. Now once the storms move through, all that stuff should go away because it cleans the air. and then it smells really good. Half tempted to go make myself some coffee. But every time a warning is issued, we get a printout, and look how many. I mean, that's pretty good. Glad you enjoy them, Jim. Appreciate that. I mean, look at that over there by that Dawson County, just this side of North Platte. I mean, that's another. It's trying. See that right there? I mean, it's following right behind. It's like following a motorboat, and then like the wake of a motorboat, and it's like it's really hard to get anything going. Time 12:30. What time did that warning go to? 1 o'clock? Yeah, 1 a.m. Okay. Ooh, I don't know why I haven't been doing this all night. Let's check this out. How fast did I say? 50 miles an hour. Grand Island, 12:39. Ooh, 4 minutes. Greeley, 12:40. Whoa, Vireg? Has anybody ever heard of that town? Viagra? No, that's not right. Central City, Aurora, and Polk. Vireg. Boy, I tell you, sometimes I've been across this state 12,000 different ways, and I come across a city every now and then. It's like, what? Well, it kind of looks like it. Vireg? It's got to be Vireg. I got to look this up, see if it's actually Vieregg, Nebraska. It's a township. It's 751. That's not bad. It's in Merrick County. I'm sorry, Vireg. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but let's see where it's at. Vireg. Oh, I don't know if that Google Maps doesn't even bring it up. It's like a section. It's a township. Okay, so it's not really a town. It's like an area. Alright. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Put this into motion. Yeah, you can really look at that outflow boundary heading towards Hastings and Blue Hill towards the radar site. That's gotta pop up a storm somewhere, doesn't it? I mean, come on. This is what I'm looking at right here. Look at it. Just plowing through. It goes all the way down here too. So I mean, that's a heck of a line. Oh, this is... Look what it's trying to do, too. This is... I gotta stop this. Okay. Every time I see something interesting. Does that outflow boundary west of Hastings disappear if you dial the radar back to hide the dust? Yeah. Oh, new warning. Alright, what is this? Hang on. Ah, that's that storm! Ha! Dawson County, how you doing? Well done, you guys. Northwestern... That's not northwest. Oh yeah, the northwestern corner. Well, and the southwestern corner. So 22 miles west of Lexington, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. It's near Gothenburg, which is a fun city, by the way. Just south of Gothenburg. Well done. Anyway, looks like south of Hastings. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And does that outflow boundary west of Hastings disappear if you dial the radar back to hide the dust? Probably, yeah. Yeah. Like if I use this other one here, I'll show you. See? You don't even see it. Don't even know it's there. And that's why different radars serve different purposes. If I didn't use that other radar, I'd never know that outflow boundary or a frontal boundary is even in place. That's severe thunderstorm warning for Dawson County in case you're interested. As until 1:30, and it is in place for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter size hail. Any of that headed to Polk County? Let's see. Polk County is 1, 2. So you got the up. Yeah. You'll probably get it. Just some wind and some hail. Nothing. I mean, it's just a run of the mill. I mean, that's some good wind. Yeah, I mean, it's if you get hit by the bow part of that, like Columbus looks like, it'd probably be north of Columbus. It'll probably be between Columbus and Norfolk. That's some strong wind. That's, some 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. But just, stay away from windows, and it'll blow through in like a minute. It'll be fine. I'm still cracking up about that Dawson County one, though. All right, let's go back to all radars, loopity loop. See, there's that. Now you see it again. See, isn't that cool? But it's gonna miss Lincoln, isn't it? Unless that frontal boundary from Grand Island south to Hastings pops up a storm somewhere, we're gonna be all right, Paige. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping for some storms. And by the way, everybody, I texted Jessica, so she's going to come in for me at about 1 o'clock because I'm dying. My throat hurts. I'm tired. This is fun though. We'll always call that time. I'm sure they've heard that before, so I feel bad. Hoping for some rain. Lori, you are not alone. The entire state wants rain. Everybody. You guess how many times I heard that today alone? It was a lot. But me too. I want rain. I do not want to water my yard. I want Mother Nature to do it for me. She should be. It's that time of year. I shouldn't have to turn on my sprinklers at all. But here we are. And they're kind of broken, which is a pain. Look at these storms continuing though. That's southwestern corner. What is that? We know what that is. That's Dundee? Yeah, Dundee County. Another isolated thunderstorm. Just that right there going, hey guys, wait up, wait for me. Hey Spike, wait. But we watch Looney Tunes. Hey Spike, where are we going today, Spike? Hey Spike. That's what this is Spike. This is that little tiny dog right there. I'm amusing myself. Half of my yard needs mowed and half is still dead. Yeah, that's about right. And tomorrow morning, speaking of Looney Tunes, if I think it's like on the .2s, that's like 7.3, 7.2, something like that. Looney Tunes are on every Saturday morning, and I watch it with my daughter almost every Saturday. She loves them. It is Saturday. Oh yeah. Barely. It's like 43 minutes into it. Like I said, I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm starting to lose the ability to think clearly. So well, another warning. Hope this isn't a tornado warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for Boone County. That makes sense. I mean, look, that's where that's headed, right to Albion. And the rest of Merrick and Nance and probably Platte, I would think. But it's not a lot. I mean, this is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Storm is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. I mean, this is the very lowest level of severe thunderstorm warnings that you can get. So that's good. I mean, yeah, it's a severe thunderstorm warning, but it could be a lot worse. I've seen storms that look like this, that push something out like that fast and that hard, and you're getting 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. But this isn't. This is still. It is early though. I mean, late May, early June, different story. When you get a lot of humidity and there's a lot of fuel, yeah. Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate that. Let's see how much lightning we have. Lots of it. That's going to wake some people up, don't you think? Okay, let's do this. I don't know. I don't think she does. Oh, geez, look what I did. I screwed that up. Hang on. Jim asked if Jessica live streams. She probably won't, unless I leave it up here. It'd be on my channel. It kind of may. I'll ask her. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna do this. How fast I? Northeast 50. All right. So let's put this and go like this. At 50 miles an hour, about like that. Okay, so Prairie Creek, 1247. So that's like now. Spalding, just before 1. Cedar Rapids, 1258. Central City at 104. Albion, 112. Genoa, 119. Newman Grove! Oh no, City Cafe. What are you guys doing? Have you guys been to the City Cafe? I mean, if you are ever in Newman Grove, or even near it, go to the City Cafe. Absolutely. They're probably not even watching. I very doubt. But they opened up for me. We were out there. Oh, when was this? This was like 3 years ago. We were headed to Shatter. We just happened to. I like messaged him on the owner on Twitter. And he said, "Hey, we're coming through. Love to eat dinner there." And he's like, "Well, we're closed on." And I think it was a Saturday. "We're closed, but I'll just come on by. We'll fix you something up." I'm like, "Really? Okay." He opened up that restaurant just for us, for my family. So that really cool family. Great story too. Anyway, sidetrack. So yeah, Spalding, Cedar Rapids, Central City, Albion, Genoa, Silver Creek, Newman Grove, likely going to see 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and maybe some hail. I mean, over there by Prairie Creek, see that, just that pink area? I've heard their pies are amazing. Yeah, they are. I've had a slice or two. They're really good. But this is disappointing for me that the bulk of this is going to move north of Interstate 80 and miss Lincoln again. It's like, just, geez. I mean, it's missing Hastings, missing Beatrice and Falls City and Nebraska City. So it's not just Lincoln. But let's go back over to that one radar. And see, that's fascinating too. Look at this. See how it kind of gets disjointed right there? It's because it's getting really close to the radar site, and it's also picking up different radars, and so it kind of messes with how it looks. It's not a perfect system. I feel responsible for missing Lincoln. I'm gonna blame you too, Jim. That's all there is to it. It's like it's missing Osceola too. Man, we need it. Yeah, I agree, Lori. I mean, it's just if you miss out on all of this rain, it hurts that much more. But the folks that are getting it, especially northeast Nebraska, really, really, really need it. I mean, they're in the worst possible drought that you could have. So at least some folks are gonna get some beneficial rain. And it's early, you know, we've still got plenty of time. Jessica's here! Yay! I'm on YouTube Live.
I know, I've been watching.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I have to log out, so I can't keep this up. That's what I'm thinking, because she needs to log into her side of the computer.
People are gonna be
Yeah,
I'll have to figure it out.
I'm gonna talk her into live. It's fun. I mean, you just sit here and say whatever you want.
Your own stories.
I do. I just talked about pies.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was, yeah.
where were you watching? That was just a
I
second
can
ago.
have it on my phone or Bluetooth it through my car and listen
Jeez,
to
these
latest stuff.
kids these days.
I know.
Well, I have a whole 17 people watching, so
Yeah, they've been a fun group.
they have been actually. I'll have to introduce you to Jim one of these days.
Yeah.
He's responsible for us not getting any rain, or so he
Yeah,
thinks.
why is he talking about sacrificing his car?
He always messages me and said, "Okay, is it gonna hail? Should I put my cars in the garage?" Because it's a whole thing. I mean, he's got like too many cars, and whenever, I guess we can't scare Jessica away yet. And whenever he puts his cars in the garage, it barely rains, and there's no severe weather. We haven't really tried the opposite of leaving them outside to see if it storms. Okay, all right, I'm going to close everything down. Thanks, everybody. If there are any severe weather warnings, Jessica will cut in and let everybody know. Have a good night. I'm heading home.